So our webinar has officially started and is recording. Welcome to all those who are here, all those who are jumping on. We will officially get started at 7:01 to give time for folks to join. But while you're waiting, make sure you pull out your phone and give us a follow on Instagram. I'm going to type in the chat our handle so that you can follow us and keep up to date on everything happening with our office. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're excited that you're here. For those just logging on, we are going to get started officially at 7:01. So get comfortable, find the space where you feel relaxed, and get ready for a night of great info and stories and experiences from some peers, some professionals. I typed into the chat our Instagram handle. Make sure that you're following us so you can get the latest on our upcoming events.
Jenny, thank you for great work putting this together. It looks good turnout. I see people keep logging.
Thanks. I'm going to post our Instagram handle in the chat once more. Make sure you're following it. We'll officially get started in just a minute. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everyone who's getting here and just logging on. We're going to get started here in just a moment. My name's Jenny. Welcome to the Co-op Callout 2022. Can you believe we made it here already? Okay, it's that time. People are continuing to log on. This is being recorded and will be available tomorrow on our YouTube channel. I will email it to everyone who's here in attendance and who has registered tonight. Welcome to the Co-op Callout. My name is Jenny Strickland. I'm the Senior Co-op Education Program Manager in the Office of Professional Practice. We are an office that is over 6 years old. It's been around. It's ranked nationally. You can find it in US News and World Reports. We've got an amazing co-op program and a few other great things going on. Go ahead and pull out your phone if you haven't done so already. That's our Instagram handle right there. Make sure you're following it to keep up to date with all of our upcoming events, employer information sessions, career development prep, and so much more. We're very excited to be here tonight to talk to you about the opportunities in experiential education that you can have while being at Purdue. We have some wonderful student volunteers here with us tonight, the professional practice ambassadors, as well as the OPP office TAs. If you guys would give a wave so students can be familiar with who you all are. Thanks so much for being here. They'll be answering your questions throughout the evening in the chat box, so feel free to ask away. Also, a special welcome to Jim Magro from AMD, who will be speaking a little bit later, talking about his experience with co-op and how it's gotten him to where he's at in his career. And I believe that Dean Chang is here with us, or will be shortly, to also welcome the group and highlight a few things in co-op. I introduced myself, but I'd love for my colleagues to introduce themselves with their names, their titles, and what they're doing exactly. So we'll go from left to right, starting with Professor Liu.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining this event. We're really excited to having you here. My name is Luna Liu. I'm a professor at Civil Engineering. I'm also here to support the entire group for the Office of Professional Practice and support you experiential learning experience. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and the office. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Joe Tork. I'm the Associate Director for Office of Professional Practice. Have been in this position for the past 8 years. Had the great experience to work with many co-op students who I count as some of the best here at this university. I congratulate you on the decision to be here tonight. The co-op program is the way for you to gain the most professional experience prior to your graduation. Also, a really great way to start your career early and potentially advance your career before you even graduate. I've had an opportunity to also meet a lot of alums who are distinguished alums from this university who are being honored. And one of the things that I'm always amazed to find out is that a lot of the alums that we honor at this university are also co-op alums. So this is a great opportunity for you to really go far in your careers. So thanks for being here tonight.
Hello, everyone. My name is Francisco Montalvo. I'm the Assistant Director for Global Projects in the Office of Professional Practice. Only 19 years ago, I was sitting there in the co-op Callout. So I'm a proud alum, and I think it's, as Joe said, a really unique, valuable opportunity that you have in front of you. I think the program has grown tremendously, and it has become a really, really valuable asset, both for our students, for our industry partners, and for all the people that make this wonderful program. So welcome, and we're happy to have you here.
I'm Jenny Strickland. I'm helping host this evening. And really, I just want to be your go-to point of contact resource to help you be successful in your co-op journey. And Barb, are you still here?
I am. Hi, I'm Barb Albright, and I work with the employers. I've been with the co-op office for about 18 years, and I assist the employers in getting their opportunities and make that connection to you. Tina?
Hi, I'm Tina Alsop. I'm the Student Information Specialist. And what that means to you is that I'm kind of the liaison. I help you work with your employers. I do academic record tracking for all of our programs, audits, scholarships, things of that nature.
Great, thank you so much. And as I mentioned, we do have TAs available. Most of our student TAs have gone through our programs and can be a great resource when it comes to questions about the experiences and how they work. And Dean Chang, are you here with us?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Great. Well, good evening, everyone. And thank you so much for giving me a chance to say a few words to now I'm looking at the screen 324 students who are participating at this virtual call out. And I want to thank Professor Liu and the entire team of OPP for this outstanding job. In terms of scale, we are looking at over 400 employers and thousands of students not just engineering, but throughout Purdue campus benefiting from the co-op programs. And right now, I think there's over 550 active students participating in co-op programs today. In terms of quality, this is, I am biased, one of the best co-op programs in the country. And here at Purdue Engineering College, in particular, it is a crown jewel for experiential learning. As we think about GRIT, G-R-I-T, G for global, R for research, I for industry co-op, and T for team-based project experience, some of which might show up on your transcript, some might not, but grit is an essential component of our journey to learn more about ourselves and the world around us. And the OPP team is the crown jewel in making that happen for so many students. So this is the pinnacle of excellence at scale. And I want to do a bit of the commercial, knowing that you're already very interested, but perhaps for different reasons. And I'll do this commercial in 3 quick steps. The first, I guess, is the very obvious reason that you're going to gain a lot of work experience. You will make some income that might help you with further reducing your student loan on top of the affordability actions at Purdue, such as frozen tuition. I think the statistic says that those who participate in co-op are 5 times more likely to get interviews when it comes to permanent job search. And almost 90% of the co-op alumni will be getting a job offer or more than one offers before even they get close to their graduation. But I think there's a second reason why this is important, because the students participating in co-op will come away from that experience even more motivated than ever to study and to prepare for the exams and to connect the dots from textbooks and laboratories to real-world problems and solutions. And that mindset of problem solving for engineers and for so many other majors is essential. We talk about just in time and not just in case pedagogical approaches. Well, when you go out in the real world and when you are paid to solve problems, there's nothing that gets closer than that to just in time learning. So your senior thesis, your design projects, or your undergraduate research work in future summers and semesters will all be endowed with a new layer of texture and meaning. But thirdly, I think it's also that community of former co-op students. And I have alumni coming back to me decades, as you have heard, in some cases 19 years or even longer period than that. And they come back to campus and they tell me what a life-changing experience. Now they look back to their co-op time when they were a student in your shoes today. So this is a community. And every year we celebrate the Co-op Hall of Fame. Every year we recognize those who have done amazing work in their own career, often thanks to the co-op experience. So there are really multiple reasons, not only for the direct benefits, but also for what this can do to your learning as a whole and what this can mean to you as a very special member of this community. And finally, I want to thank the team for innovating, because co-op has a wide range of choices, depending on when you want to do it, how long you want to do it, depending on where you want to do it, including some international locations. And now we have the learning while working mode. This learning while working mode will allow you to have a full year, 12-month or 14-month of nonstop working experience full-time, while also be able to take online courses back home here at Purdue, which might allow you to graduate on time even when you take a year away from campus physically, but still engaged intellectually back home here while working. That is a great new modality, and we have some amazing companies signed up already to participate in that program. So again, I know that there's an evening of very rich information awaiting you thanks to this great team, and it's always exciting to see what the Boilermakers can do by taking the maximum advantage of this unique set of offerings from Purdue Co-op. Thank you again for this opportunity this evening, and I hope that you're going to enjoy your own co-op as much as so many of you before this year, and come back and tell us more stories about your own co-op. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Dean Chang, for being here and for your insight and words of encouragement. It's really great to get the support that we have from you and from other faculty and staff, knowing our program is one of the best and is continuously nationally ranked. So that being said, just a couple highlights for you to see the growth of our program throughout the years. You can see the number of students continually increases. We do have about 34% of students who co-op were female, 66 male, and you can see just kind of a breakdown. I kind of glanced in the chat. International students, yes, there are opportunities for co-op. It will just depend on different companies, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Make sure to keep asking those questions throughout. We've got a wonderful team there answering. So our office is called the Office of Professional Practice. You'll also hear it being referred to as OPP. In our office, we help foster domestic and global opportunities. With co-op, students gain real-time work experience. I love to call it leveling up. Right? You can graduate with a Purdue degree, and that's wonderful. But what will set you apart is actually having work experience tied into the enriched academic experience you're getting while being at Purdue. We've got another amazing program called GEAR, which is a global engineering training program where students can work and study abroad. There is a call out for that happening next Tuesday, January 25th at 7 p.m. That will be in Weatherall 200. Feel free to ask questions about that one later. We have a program called Interns for Indiana, where students can have an opportunity over the summer, 10 to 12 weeks of paid experience with startup companies, companies at early stages local to Indiana that will hopefully find some major growth and success. And it's a great opportunity for you to get your foot in the door with a startup and help them grow in that process. We also offer a program called Milestones, which you may have seen. Registration opened for that on Friday and is available on our website. Milestones are technical courses that you can take to gain hands-on skills in topics such as CAD, 3D printing, programming with Arduino, smart healthcare, and so much more. Take a look through that website, see what we've got to offer. But you'll go through, you'll take these courses and earn a digital badge. We also offer support for global internships, and that ties in with GEAR. So we do more than just co-op, but we love to serve as a resource in helping students and their career development. So here tonight, our kind of glory that we're going to talk about is co-op programs. So co-op is amazing. You can earn a salary while earning a degree and gain real hands-on work experience. Co-op is a work integrated plan of study that alternates semesters and summers with on-campus schoolwork and paid work rotations with an industry partner. It typically takes about 5 years to graduate, but you don't pay an additional tuition cost. When you're on co-op, you'll pay a flat fee of $400, which will consider you a full-time student at Purdue. Students who co-op, like Dean Chang said, have 5 times more interviews than students who don't, as well as 2.5 times more job offers by the time graduation comes around. Co-ops have programs where companies will work with students for a long period of time, and each time a student returns and continues working, they'll go deeper and become more involved and more integrated with the company. Our office works with over 400 employers. Here's a few you may recognize. The list is very large and continues to grow. I get asked all the time, well, what if the employer I want to work with isn't on the list? We say we welcome them and we'd love to work with you and them to have them be part of our office to continue to provide experiences for our students. On our website, we do have a pretty substantial employer listing, so go ahead and go through that to see what there is. In the co-op program, there are many, many advantages. Just a few to touch on is that being enrolled in our program, you can earn a co-op certificate upon graduation, once again, setting you apart as a student. There's a greater depth of experience and increased responsibility every time you return. You're really becoming invested in a company before working there full time, which is great for an employer because then they get to learn that relationship with you, and great for you because you get to learn what you do and don't like about working somewhere, which is awesome. Companies become more invested, more interviews, more offers, faster career growth. Really, the benefits are endless. It's important to note that these employers do want the best, right? They want someone who's going to be loyal, who's going to work hard, and they can be tough, but also very forgiving. The end goal is to give students work experience that increases and enhances your skills as an engineer, as a student overall. They'll depend on you as an employee. So I'd like to introduce a few of our students who actually have participated in co-op. They'll introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about their experience. Alex.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alex Dobbins. I'm a super senior in chemical engineering. I'll be graduating this May. I completed a 4-term co-op with Vantage Specialty Chemical. And one of the really awesome things about my co-op is that it was rotational. So I got to see a lot of different parts of what a chemical engineer can do in industry. And I think overall, my favorite part of co-oping is that Purdue Engineering does a phenomenal job of teaching you the conceptual part of engineering and especially the design. And when you're on co-op, you get to apply that because you're not doing so much design, you're doing a lot more application. And merging those two fields is just a really awesome way to learn.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda George. I am also a senior in chemical engineering, and I did my co-op at Vantage Specialty Chemicals as well. I did 5 terms, though, so my current term is in sales and marketing. And like Alex said, having this diversity of different roles is really kind of cool because when you go into industry, you don't often get the chance to go back and try things like sales and marketing or quality control. But I would say my favorite thing about doing the co-op is that they give you really in-depth, high-level projects in the sense that by the time you're at your 5th term, you're less of an intern and you're more of just an engineer, part of the team. They treat you with a little bit more respect.
Hello, everybody. My name is Henry Silva. I'm a junior in computer engineering. I am currently, I have 1 term completed last fall. I'm 1 in progress right now, and then I'll have 1 next summer at WaveLogix Technology. The CTO is actually Dr. Luna Liu, who's in the call right now. Why a Purdue co-op? Well, the professional experience. So like we were saying before, people who do co-op, they get more interviews and they get more job offers. And even if you have a great resume with a lot of practical experience, not having that professional experience can block you from getting offers. So it's just really amazing to have a professional experience.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ellen. I'm a senior in mechanical engineering. I did a 3-time co-op. 2 of those sessions were with Exxon and 1 was with Honda. And then I also had a couple of internships still. And I loved my co-op experience. I think other than the professional experience that you gain, I had so much fun. I got to see all kinds of different roles. I figured out what I liked and what I didn't like. And I also made a ton of friends. So like if you're at a bigger company, there'll be other co-op students from different schools. And so I made a lot of good friends and had a lot of fun being in a different city and taking a break from constantly doing homework. So yeah, I really loved my experience.
Thank you so much. It's always great to hear from students who've done it, who've come back, who've gone again and found great success in their work experience and in their studies. So let's talk about the actual details of co-op. We are very flexible in that we have a couple different options, a couple different models that we'll talk about, starting with our industry and extensive industry co-op, and then introducing learning while working, which Francisco will help talk about. So in the industry co-op, this is where students will do 3 work terms as a minimum. The certificate will be awarded, and by the end of this industry co-op, you'll have gained approximately a year of work experience. This chart below just kind of shows some options of how it could look, being on campus, being at work, etc. You'll participate in 1 fall and 1 spring work term, and at least 2 work terms need to be with the same employer. So doing it this way, it'll take about approximately 5 years to graduate. It'll primarily start after the 2nd year. And some companies might say, maybe we aren't comfortable hiring someone until they have a little more academic experience. That's okay. There are other models. It's really important, though, to put yourself out there. There's no additional tuition cost, as I mentioned earlier. It's just that $400 flat fee. So looking at the extensive model, this is where students would go out for 5 work terms. Now with this is going to provide the most work experience. Recruitment happens now. We've got an upcoming career fair. It'll be on February 15th, if you want to write that date down. I'll tell you more details on it, I promise. But in this model of working for 5 work terms, you won't really be competing against upperclassmen. A lot of companies plan to have at least 2, if not many, many more co-ops, so that there's always 1 person working. Again, 2 work terms with the same employer, a minimum of 5. You'll register for a co-op course regardless of which model you participate in. And during the extensive industry co-op gives you around 18 months of work experience. So this is really something, like I mentioned earlier, that will set you apart upon graduation, being able to have this tangible work experience, to have progressive work experience that you're building upon work term after work term, enhancing your skills, your knowledge, technical skills, all of the above to make you a candidate that really stands out. So Francisco, I will pass it over to you to talk about learning while working.
Thank you very much, Jenny. And yeah, thank you everyone who has talked about your experience with co-op, and especially thanks to Dean Chang for talking about our new initiative. It is a very unique new program within co-op that would allow you to work for a full year. Now, the benefits of working for a full year are really focused around your professional development. I heard one of your students saying you earn more recognition, more respect in your company as you keep progressing in your co-op. Well, LWW is exactly that. You have a year-long experience. So towards the end, and I wouldn't say towards the end, but around the middle of this year-long experience, you are basically a fully functioning engineer in the company. So it's a tremendous difference, and it's something that we're really focused on developing also from the industry side. Jenny, can we go to the next slide, please? So there are several models for the current pilots with our current industry partners. We have started with juniors. Typically, in your junior year, you would have a little bit more flexibility in terms of what courses you could take. And so students would start in the fall of your junior year and work for your fall, summer, and spring semesters. And you will come back to campus to graduate, basically to finish your senior year. What's unique about LWW is not only that you're going to be working for a full year, but that you're going to be able to make substantial progress to your degree in this time. There are several ways in which you could accomplish this. One could be by taking online courses. So our office is compiling a list of courses everywhere in the college, but even outside, of all courses that are typically offered online per term. So obviously in the summer, the offer is a little bigger, but there are a good selection of courses that you'll be able to take online, but also through industry projects. And now there's a unique model within LWW where you're able to develop your own projects within your company that could also count towards a technical elective or another type of academic project within your major. So there are really several ways in which you can continue progressing in your degree. Jenny, let's go on to the next one. And we have another possibility which could work really well with remote work or with employers that are in the area, in the Lafayette area, where you can work part-time. You can work up to 10 hours a week on your LWW rotation and still be a full-time student. So you start with a full-time session, and then you go back to this part-time model. You continue involved with the company, as you can see here, for over 2 years, and then you finish up again with a fully in-person work session. These different models are actually evolving because we have several employers signing up for this, and each one of them has specific requirement, and also it's adapting to the needs of the students and the majors. In general, I think the big key takeaway is that LWW is a year-long program for you to develop as a professional engineer in a company where you'll be able to still make substantial progress towards your degree. Let's go to the next one. As you heard, the benefits for students really are to be more engaged and to really grow in the company. And while you're still a full-time student, right? All of these has not prevented you from maintaining your full-time status. So it's not really a gap year. You're really killing two birds with one stone. You're getting the best out of both worlds. For the employers, they really find this valuable because year-long internship is a much greater learning opportunity than just a summer internship, right? I saw this question in the chat, and what is the difference? The main difference between a summer internship and any kind of co-op, LWW, and a regular rotational co-op is the breadth and the scope of the projects that you can accomplish by the end of your session. Keep in mind, a summer work term is only 8 to 12 weeks long. Here we're talking about over a year of work experience. So your biggest difference is time. We're happy to take questions in the chat about this new initiative. But in general, I would say this is a very valuable option for you. And it is no different from co-op in terms of the experience you can gain. But we're really excited to push this both for our partners and for your students. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Francisco. So let's take a quick pause. I know this is a lot of information. It can be overwhelming, and I just want to give you some encouragement that we have so many different people in our office, our student ambassadors, our TAs that are here to help and help you through navigating the co-op journey, finding one, all of those good things. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by all the details, just take a deep breath and know that we're here to help, and we'll make sure that all of your questions get answered and you'll go through it. The beauty is we have so many options, so many programs. While the information can be overwhelming, it's so rewarding in getting to participate in one of these experiences. So just offering you that encouragement, and a little more encouragement. I'm really happy to share with you, looking at engineering disciplines, we took some of our data to find that monthly, this is what co-op students were making. Yes, co-op students, undergrads, just like you, and or grad students as well have co-op opportunities. But you can see here on this list what the average monthly salary looks like. There's a substantial amount of money to be made. We think that paid work experience is of value, and we feel strongly that our students should be paid accordingly. Because this is an academic program, I do want to assure you it's not going to affect your financial aid or expected earnings in FAFSA, which is something really positive to note and take into consideration if you have folks in your life to talk to, such as parents or whoever, about these kinds of decisions and opportunities. So the average co-op student will graduate making somewhere between $50,000 and $80,000 on average based on the data we've been able to collect. So that's pretty neat and substantial. So to do co-op, there are a couple of requirements. At Purdue, we require our students have a GPA of 2.6 or above, but I would like to note that our employers are competitive. On average, I see a lot of employers look for students with a 3.0 or above. So I know a lot of you are FYE, and I would encourage you to make sure you're doing everything in your power to do well in school. Get that GPA up, take a lot of focus on your studies, make sure that you're making that a priority. When you're enrolled in a co-op work term, you will enroll in a co-op course. In this course, there will be a few things that you'll do, such as submit a work report, get an employer-filled appraisal, and then do a student evaluation. These things are super valuable to you in that you'll be able to see your progressive work experience. And then when it comes time to interview for your job, you'll be able to have transferable skills to talk about and say, hey, here's what I did on the job, here's what I learned, here's where I struggled, and here's how I got better, and here's where I can also grow, and I'm excited to do that with your company. It's where you really get to sell yourself, because you'll get to see and learn and track all of your progress. Each discipline has what's called a co-op coordinator. You'll get to meet those people later tonight at the breakout sessions immediately following ours. And our co-op coordinators are going to be the folks that help you navigate the academic plan of study while enrolled in co-op. So the value of co-op really has so many things. It's connected to your career advancement, networking, really helping you academically in the classroom, outside of the classroom. I mean, you're going to have this holistic experiential education experience. It's going to set you apart. Okay, what's next? Getting involved, what to do. So we have something called the Simplicity Database on our website. I'm going to show you in just a second. This is going to be the hub and the place where you can find all the job postings. Now I'm going to post a link in the chat that takes you to a YouTube video showing you how to update your profile. And I'm going to share my screen here again in just 1 second to show you what that database looks like. So once you are on our website, which is opp.purdue.edu, this banner right here, you can click on and it will take you to our Professional Practice Days Career Fair info, which I'm about to talk about. And then right here in this bar navigation, you're going to click on database. You're going to log in with your boiler key. And this space is where you're going to find all the job postings for co-ops, internships, etc. Now, this is really important, and I want you to take note. If you have worked with CCO, they use the same database. However, ours is what's called a different instance. So ours will host all the co-op opportunities specific to this area, some internship opportunities, CCOs will look a lot different with what jobs are being posted and being offered. So please keep that in mind. Again, this link right here in the chat takes you to a video that will show you how to navigate our database, how to upload your profile, and I will follow up with an email for everyone here with that information in it as well. Okay. Moving along, we have a career fair coming up on February 15th. There will be interview days to follow. There are 2 options for this career fair: in person at the COREC from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then there's a virtual option from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. So go ahead and jot down a note of those days. Again, I promise I've got many more details for you about it. But now I would like to turn it over to our colleague and friend, Jim Magro from AMD. Jim is a Purdue alum, friend of the office, and has so much valuable knowledge and experience on all things co-op, and is going to share with us now.
Great, Jenny, thank you. That's fantastic. I'm so fired up. This is such a great program. Can I become a co-op again? I think well, actually, I still am. So let's see, next slide. Okay, so my name is Jim Magro. I work for Advanced Micro Devices. So basically, we design computer chips, microprocessors. Purdue University class of '88. Don't laugh, time goes by very, very fast. So I'm a senior fellow at Advanced Micro Devices. I currently reside in Austin, Texas. I have for the past 26 years now. Love it out here. I was originally from the Chicago suburb area, and Purdue was just 100 miles from home. So I really love Purdue University, the experience, and incredible co-op experience as well, which I'll discuss a little bit later on here. I had a prior work experience at NCR Corporation where we did server designs, computer systems, basically. I worked there for 5 years. You could say most of my career was at AMD though. I have about 30 US patents. That's one thing I would encourage students to do is, once you start your career, and even now, even as students, start investigating patents and filing different patents, because it is important. It adds to your company portfolio, and it adds to your career and your portfolio of who you are in your career. My main career focus and highlights that I really do is the DRAM controllers. So for anybody familiar with computer architecture, I do the DRAM controller logic design. There's a lot of curriculums, a lot of different areas at Advanced Micro Devices for designing computer chips. You could work in logic design like I do, which is basically software. We simulate and describe all of our logic circuits with a different program called Verilog. And but there's physical design, there's circuit design, there's design and test. There's a bunch of different areas of computer chip manufacturing and design that you really co-op experience will kind of expose you to. It'll give you an idea of all the different things that a company has to offer, where you want to be in that particular company. So I picked on DRAM controller. I've been doing this now for about 25 years in the DRAM controller specific area. In 1999, I designed the first DDR1 DRAM controller for AMD. And back in the year 2000, there was a competition between Intel using what was called RAM bus and AMD using DDR memory. And I was fortunate enough to get on that program and actually designing the first DDR1 DRAM controller, which in your computers today is still DDR memory. So 22 years later, it's still existing. We're up to DDR version 5, so it's been progressing and running faster and faster. AMD launched the DDR1 memory controller back in, like I said, around 2000, and it's prominent today. I did work on the Sony PS4 GDDR5 DRAM controller. So if you ever wondered, whoever did the DRAM controller going out to memory, that all the graphics engines and all the CPU engines, toss their memory to and render their images in. That was myself and my team. We did GDDR5 at that time at 5.5 gigatransfers per second. Today's PS5 is actually up to and above 14 gigatransfers per second with GDDR6 memory controller. I also designed the Microsoft Xbox One X DDR3 DRAM controller, as well as the Xbox, the Xbox One DDR3 controller, and the Xbox One X, which was a GDDR5 controller, which is a follow-on product. So my focus really is DRAM. So if you buy an AMD chip, it's likely the DRAM controller that myself and my team had built in both clients, servers, laptops, you name it, desktops. It's pervasive now. I continue to develop DRAM controllers and focus on the memory technologies. That's really what I was interested in, and really what I became interested in my co-op experiences. So I have a history and kind of what I liked, and co-op seeded that. Okay, next slide. Okay, so I'm incredibly fortunate to be a Purdue co-op. The experience was both professionally and personally life-changing. I started my co-op really young. I was about 18 years old. I never regretted it. It sure added, of course, 1 year to my overall graduation, but the experience is well worth it. I did work some summer sessions, worked falls, springs. I did do a total of 5 co-op rotations. And I really didn't regret losing that 1 year of experience, because I hired in at a higher level. I actually, hired in at a level of about 2 years of experience at the first company I worked at. So it was incredibly rewarding. I lost a year, of course, in graduation, but I gained 2 years in my hiring. So I completed 5 co-op rotations at Hughes Aircraft in El Segundo, California, which was Los Angeles. Really young out there, young kid living in Los Angeles. What could be better than that? I worked for the EDSG group, which is Electro Optical and Data Systems group. We worked on naval fire control systems for submarine, space communications group, which was the Advanced Tactical Fighter. So I got a lot of experience to some really cool stuff. Worked on some early robotics with EDSG. And one of the interesting things I thought was really cool is going into the building next door to the building I worked in at Hughes Aircraft, and just going on and witnessing and seeing the solar panel from the Palapa B2 satellite, which was rescued from orbit, low Earth orbit, from the space shuttle. So I mean, how many experiences do you have that allow you to really see something really cool like that? I did now go on to as a Hughes Master Fellowship recipient. They paid for my graduate school, and that was one additional rotation. So between 1984 and 1988, and 89 actually, I did rotate 6 times total. Next slide. Okay, so some important things to consider. What I really learned over the years is what you work on is really important. Use that as a top priority for your what you choose you want to do. Who you work with is important. Focus on a team. Try to get to know who you're working with and what you want to really work on. Those are the 2 highest priority things in my list that I realize in my experiences. And then the other thing is like money. That'll come, that's 3rd priority. What you do and who you work with is really the most important aspects I found of my career, because if you don't like what you're working on and what you're and who you're working with, then it's just really not that exciting, right, in the long haul. Another thing is you don't know what you don't know yet. So co-op experience gives you a better window into this. So having the experience to see and work in a group environment, work with a team, gives you and starts filling in a lot more open dots than you might have, or open questions. Where do you want to fit into this industry? And always collect information and make an informed decision. Avoid rushing into things. Don't just do what others do. It might not be right for you. I picked a couple different things I worked on at Hughes as a co-op. I really enjoyed it, but I realized, I don't know if I want to make a career out of that particular thing. Hughes wasn't doing computer chip design at that time, so I realized that was something I really wanted to do. I designed different circuit boards, but never as much as going into actual circuit design or logic design like I do today. In the industry, you can't really just say, I want to do that. You can't just kind of walk in the door and say, hey, I'm here. You need to really prepare yourself. You need to get that preparation through co-op. You want to basically know where you want to be and focus on who you want to be. Co-op gives you the experience of a critical time in life at the beginning of your career when you're trying to find out what you want to do before you take a job. And in a lot of cases, sometimes people hire in as a new college grad, and they're basically told what to do, not necessarily what they exactly want to do. Okay, next slide. So I'm no different from you. I was your age, crazy school, times, very, very high pressure. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do, but I had an idea, and really co-op sorted that out for me. It was well worth the extra year, and there was so much to gain from it. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jim. It's so great to hear from someone who's been in a lot of these shoes and also has had much success. I know your experiences are so interesting, and I'm sure plenty of the students here want to talk to you even more and hear more about all the awesome things that you've done. So we're very grateful for your time, your wisdom, your knowledge, and just being supportive of our program and everything
Absolutely. Thank
that
you
we have
very
going
much.
on.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so drum roll, right? Big, awesome event coming up. We have what's called Professional Practice Days. This is our signature event at OPP. It's a career fair held. It will be in February. And here's a list of a few events leading up to it for prep. So Thursday evening in Walk, you can join the Professional Practice Ambassadors. This is our student group. I'll introduce Mitch Michaels, who's the president. Mitch, do you want to say hello?
Hi.
Mitch is our student president for PPA and will be at this event to talk about experiences with other students who've done co-op. And it'll be a more intimate session about co-op, what it's actually like, all the nitty gritty details that you're wondering about. You'll have students there to talk to you about those things. That's just a come as you are event, 7 p.m. Masks are required. And then next week on January 26th, which is Wednesday, we're going to have kind of a resume table, resume review and interview prep session. Now you'll need to sign up and reserve a time slot on our website. I'll show you where. This is going to be kind of an all-day thing, so you'll find a time that works for you, and then we'll assign you someone to sit down with to go over your resume and help you do some interview prep. On February 1st, there will be another session called Navigating Co-op Job Offers. This might be the first time some of you have ever received a job offer. And so looking at different factors that play into that, our PPA students will be there as well to help you navigate and guide through those things. So as I mentioned,
just one correction.
Yes.
If you could go back to the previous slide. Thursday, the co-op Q&A is in Walk 2087.
Oh, I apologize. Thank you.
The navigating your offer is in 1087, but Thursday will be in 2087.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll make sure to update that on our website as well.
And also, I'll just like to emphasize that a lot of you have asked questions in the chat, which is good. I encourage you all to come if you're not satisfied with the answers that you've gotten, or if you're kind of timid in asking follow-up questions. This event on Thursday will be a great opportunity to have more of a conversational Q&A atmosphere with some PPA members who have done co-ops. And so that way you can kind of deep dive into your questions and really come out of it with a good understanding.
Very well said. Thank you so much, Mitch. Yeah, that's exactly what the essence of Thursday's Q&A with PPA will be about. So our career fairs timeline, as I mentioned, on the 15th, there will be an in-person fair happening at the COREC. You do not have to register for that fair. It will be an open flow. There will be plenty of employers there. The virtual option, however, you will need to schedule meetings. Those meetings will be available to sign up for starting February 1st. We're going to be using an app called Career Fair Plus. You can find that on iPhone and Android. Go ahead and download it. You'll use your student credentials to log in. You'll choose Purdue and you'll find our career fair on there. Plenty of different areas throughout Purdue are using Career Fair Plus, so make sure you're looking for professional practice days. I'd like to show you on our website where you can find a timeline as well as registration links for our interview prep session event. Once you go to opp.purdue.edu, you can physically just click right here, professional practice days. It will launch to our timeline. You can see the events we have in January, and I will, oh, this one is correct. I apologize for that. You can go ahead and click here to reserve a time slot for the interview and resume session. We'll email you to confirm it. You can see also everything going on in February, all the dates, times, locations, everything will be listed here. And we will send you what we call a career fair prep guide via email that has links to where you would update your profile, submit resumes. We're going to use that database I mentioned earlier called Simplicity. We'll send you all that information on how it works in a step-by-step process. So you'll be guided throughout the way. And we're also here to offer help for anything you need. This is what that database looks like. I sent the link in the chat and I will send it once more. Here are a couple examples. We've got somewhere over 40 employers registered so far. This is not even half of them, just a couple names I pulled to give you an idea of who will be attending. Someone did ask where the full list will be. And once you log into Career Fair Plus, you'll see a list of all the employers registered for the Career Fair. Checking the database and checking Career Fair Plus daily would be in your favor as more and more people join in and add sessions. So make sure you are up to date on that. As I mentioned, we have the student group professional practice ambassadors. I know some of you may already have co-op or know what you're going to be doing or very engaged and interested. There is a call out about PPA and joining it once you're part of a co-op. This is a really active and engaged student group that provides great professional development, networking, mentorship, and so much more. So now we're going to post breakout links in the chat for the 8 p.m. session that is discipline major specific. We'll take some more time to continue answering questions in the chat. We're here to help, and I look forward to seeing all of you be successful in your journeys in co-op, in experiential education, everything along those lines. Thanks for taking the time and making that investment in being here tonight to learn about our programs, learn about the different opportunities you have for success. We're happy to serve you and help you along the way. Boiler up. Thank you. My email is up here on the screen. Any additional questions, or if you didn't have time to ask something, please feel free to send me a message. I am happy to help you.